It strikes me that you give it for granted that it is a housing bubble. It's very difficult to establish whether any housing market is in an excessively bubbly state or not. In particular, there is no single housing market in China. For once, there are different tiers of cities. The situation is different, and the causes and the assessment are different in the different tiers. So I would definitely not assess the whole of the Chinese residential and commercial real estate market in a bubble state. There have been and there are situations in which prices seems to be far away from what the main determinants of house prices would suggest they should be, including income, including prices to rents, including demographic trends and urbanization patterns. But I would be very cautious in thinking that a buoyant real estate market is a bubble. Superficial look at the market says that it's a bubble. In fact, what I think you're referring to is that in Tier 1 cities, prices have skyrocketed. And today, a piece of real estate in a secondary part, in a non-central part of Beijing or Shanghai or other core cities, is as expensive as in New York. You're referring to that. So that is land scarcity. It means that the supply is scarce, population density is extremely high, and that's the reason why prices went up a lot. You do not have a credit fuel boom. You do not have the middle class that is borrowing beyond its means to own a house, as in suburban America from the mid-1990s to the mid-2000s. So it's a very different situation. Personally, and also from my research, an important reason why house prices are so sensitive in China to different kind of economic forces is the fact that it's the most important asset for households to save outside bank deposits. Now, I know that over the past few years, a number of financial products have been made available, private asset management, and maybe a little bit of a possibility to diversify abroad. Over time, you can take out $50,000 a year per person. But in the big scheme of things, certainly households' wealth is much less diversified than in most countries, and owning one or two extra apartments is definitely a relatively safe way to protect lifetime savings. So if the government will continue on a path to opening up the capital account, which means allowing domestic citizens to invest abroad, that eventually in the long term will take out some of the attraction to housing for households, and we will see some adjustment in some markets, but that is not an immediate concern.